GrownFolksMusic.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of the Grown Folks Music Spotlight, our GFM Spotlight. We are very, very, just blessed to have our guest today. World-renowned guitarist, Norman Brown, and we're going to be talking about the new project, Heart to Heart. But we're going to be talking too, talking music, talking life, and I'm just again very excited to, I'm Ivan Orr. I'm the music editor of Grown Folks Music, and just excited to be here. And so, Norman Brown, welcome to our spotlight.
Thanks for having me, Ivan, man. It's beautiful. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, and you're doing well on your end?
Man, I'm better than great, baby. I'm on the right side of the dirt. You know what I mean?
Sir. Yes, sir. Well, I want to, one, thank you for being here, but two, I want to thank you for the inspiration that you gave me as a very young 20-some-year-old. My first introduction to you was hearing Too High. And yeah. And it just completely blew me away because I was already a budding Stevie head, but then to just hear that and hear from our generation and just your masterful playing. So thank you for one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure working with Stevie, dude. I got to tell you a funny story though. When we got him to do the session, he said, "I'll be there Thursday at noon." Okay, Thursday at noon, we all down at the studio. Motown had cameras there and everything. About midnight, he calls us. He says, "Man, I'm gonna take a nap, then I'll be right on in there." So 5 a.m., Stevie came through the door, man, and we cut that tune.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like that. He's on Universal Time. No
there
time.
You go. There you go. That's right.
Yeah. Man, he wanted to do Fun Day when I asked him if he'd be a part of the record.
What?
This is Fun Day from the Jungle Fever soundtrack.
That's right.
And he said, "Man, I originally wrote that as a jazz tune, and Stevie's always want to play some jazz." Yeah. And when I go interview with him on the station there in LA, he likes to play Giant Steps. He's a bad dude, man. He really is.
Man. And yeah, we're speaking to a bad dude because anybody who can pull out giant steps like that. So I'm interested. I always kind of do this with our guests because I'm very interested in everyone's story. And can you take us back a little bit to your beginnings in Kansas City and how this became your acts and just your relationship to music? What was the start?
Well, man, I got to tell you, I was blessed, bro. I grew up in a house full of siblings that loved music. My mother and father loved music, and it was always music around the house. My mother she was playing Mahalia Jackson and B.B. King. And my father, of course, he was Wes Montgomery, Grant Green, and those cats. And then we had Earth, Wind, and Fire. So we had all the great music going on.
Oh,
yeah,
all right. The players, okay.
One day, my brother, man, my mother let him and my cousin who was playing bass, and they had a drummer, and they set up in the living room, and everybody from the block was all looking in the windows, standing on the porch, and I was stuck, dude. I was 8 years old, and I was stuck. I was absolutely stuck. We slept in the same room together, but I didn't realize he played guitar, really.
Wow. So
after that night, whenever he'd leave, go hang out with his teenage buddies, I sneak and go steal his guitar.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So about a year later, he busted me. And I said, "Wow, I'm in trouble now." He said, "Man, Sam Boynes." I don't know. That's what he called me. "Hey, Boynes, I didn't know you wanted to play. Play me something." I was working on.
Oh, okay. Man, Gypsies, Hendrix, yes, sir.
Yeah. I said, "Man, I didn't know you wanted to play. He said, "You play it anytime you want to play it." He went to Obstacle. That's my hero.
Yeah.
So I kept going, and I don't know, about a year or so later, my father, he told me, he said, "Man, I'm going to go hang out with Daddy on Saturday." My father liked to do his thing on Saturday. He worked very hard.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk him into buying you a guitar. I said, "Billy, you going to do it?" He said, "Yeah, watch. It's going to happen." Dude, they left that Saturday morning. I think I sat on the porch all day waiting on him to come home. Yeah. My father had this plum crazy colored Dodge. He's driving up the street, pulled in the driveway. My brother jumped out, opened the truck.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He was Superman.
Yeah. Right.
He had a guitar and an amp, and I was elated. So he was really my hero, man. He taught me a few things. Yeah. Then my father said, "Oh, I see you serious about your guitar. Come on down in the basement. I want you to check this out." West Montgomery. Man,
yes, sir.
You tell me you learned that song, I'll give you the car next Saturday night. That's what I was doing.
Wow. And for folks who don't know, the new album Heart to Heart will be out on the 7th of August. But right. you have a wonderful tribute to Wes on there, and you were just demonstrating it for us. But can you tell us, the importance of the thumb and octaves and all of that to Wes's sound?
You know what's up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, it goes, man, like this. Wes is practicing. He started late, by the way. I mean, he started, into his 20s playing. That's incredible to achieve what he did.
Yeah.
So he's practicing one day, and his wife said, "Wes, it's too loud, man. Can you turn it down? The neighbors and a little peace in the house." So he says, "Okay, instead of using the pick, I'll use my thumb."
Wow.
And it just gave it a smoother sound. And that was like different from,
right.
You know what I mean? So then, he would play the single note stuff with the octave sound, just like I demonstrated earlier. So that's one note playing it. He doubled it up and he put the same note and then he had this other style that he would play. He played these chord solos. So like a tune like Caravan, he played.
Oh, wow. Right. As opposed to the single line. Yeah. The chording. Right. Yeah. Just moving with
He
that.
was blowing me away, man. It was just like, this is bad, man. So my father challenged me to learn it. I would have learned it anyway. It was so hip, but
right.
And that's how I really got into the West and jazz. Actually, jazz then came to my mind. It was the freer music. They could play any kind of harmonies. They weren't stuck with just. They could play some other things.
I like those other things.
Changes.
Yeah. Yep. Right on it. Yes. Oh man. Beautiful.
That was sort of my guitar journey, man. Of course, all the popular stuff.
The Isleys, okay. Oh man, okay. Now, did you? I mean, like many musicians, you did your time in dance bands and blues bands, or top 40 stuff. And What was that like in Kansas City for you coming up?
Man, it was incredible. Actually, um, I was probably, dude, I don't know how old I was. I mean, I could have been 10,
Right.
12, something like that. And I was playing with these high school cats.
Wow.
And we used to play, like, you remember the psychops? They used to have those high school parties.
Yeah.
And we'd play for those parties. And it was just like, it was incredible for me, man. And one day I decided to put the guitar behind my head, I'm in the party. Everybody went crazy. So I said, okay, I know I want to be a musician now. That led into, bands like my first real professional gig was with my band director, actually, in junior high school. So I'm in high school, just came out of his class, and his guitar player quit. Bishop Cunningham Quartet. It was like the baddest cats in town.
Okay.
Yeah. So I decided to do some other things. And man, he showed up at my door one day and said, Norman, you want to play the gig tonight? Steve is not going to play and you'll be in the band, quartet. I'm going, wow. But check this out. It happened to be the day we was laying my brother down.
Oh, my word.
That particular day of the service, he didn't know. And he came by and asked me that question. And I go, well, man, my brother was in an accident and, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it tonight. He's like, oh, my sister? She says, no. He will be there. She said, Norman, Popsicle would want you to play. She said, you go into that club and play tonight after services, and we're all going, and we're going to watch you go and play, and you take that job. You take that gig. I said, well, you sure? She said, I'm telling you. So I did. I took the gig, man. I went and played that night. And for my first night with the Bishop Cunningham Quartet, the Epicurean Lounge, Kansas City, Missouri. And man, what an experience that was. We packed the club out because, everybody that was my friends and my brother knew I played and how he supported me. And we packed the club out. I don't remember much of it, dude. I was in trance the whole night. I was just playing my guitar, and they tell me it was a mean guitar I was playing.
No, that's right.
So it was in honor of my brother Popsicle, Roy Brown Jr.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What a story.
My main man. My hero.
Yeah. It's interesting. And I'm so glad I'm so glad you have the axe and you're just showing us, I'm learning and just, you're showing us so much stuff. One of the things is that, you have, like, some people don't have, well, I won't say they don't have both sides, but you have the rhythm and you have the, and the lead lines. And I'm just wondering, like, how did you arrive? Because some people just, the rhythm thing is just that's not their thing,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And the other way around too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
Well, I was playing in top 40 bands, Gloria Edwards and the WSB band. So we played, all the popular music, on the radio. And, it was two horns, guitars, piano, drums, bass, lead vocalist. So we played all the. We played all that stuff, right? Oh, man.
Oh, man. Okay. Wow. Oh, man.
Had to learn that rhythm stuff, baby.
Yeah, man, listen.
Yes. So that developed my rhythm chops, but of course I had been listening to Wes and trying to be Wes Montgomery at the same time. And then I heard my sister, she used to make me practice all the time, by the way, that one. She always said, Norman, you practice today?
Wow.
I'm going to hear you play tonight. Make sure you practice.
I know that's right. Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
she was straight up with it. If I hadn't been, she could tell. So I learned not to not practice.
Yeah.
And so now, I'm doing that stuff. And it was just such a pleasure to play around until we played in the outdoor parks in the summertime. They had things downtown in the middle of the lunchtime hour.
Yeah.
They would have us playing down there. And, it was really incredible, dude. It was just like,
Wow. Yeah.
she come home one day with this record, man.
Okay.
Man, I was blown away.
Oh.
George was in
Benson.
the house. I had to learn that.
Yes. Oh, man. Yes.
And then there was George on the scene. And
Yes,
I tell you,
sir.
it kind of messed me up a little bit because I was so into Wes coming
Okay.
out of Jimmy.
Okay.
Jimmy was started.
Wow.
That was the start of it. And by the time I got to George, man, George was killing me, man. He was scatting with the guitar.
Yeah.
He was singing. And that's what she did. She came in the house one day after work. She said, Norman, he's singing with the guitar. You got to hear this. What do you mean? She said, this is the baddest cat here. I'm going, wait a minute. Better than Wes Montgomery?
Right.
Listen to it.
Right.
And man, I heard that stuff.
Oh, man.
I said, what is this? I get some George in my sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Golly.
That's really how I do a segment in my live show. I call it Guitar Story.
Yeah.
And I play a little Jimmy. We go into some Wes and we finish out with George. And the crowd really loves that stuff. They were surprised to hear me play electric guitar, though.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Hear me come out. But Ernie I too, Peter Frampton, Wild Cherry, man. I would just learn the music that was on the radio. I would try to learn what these cats were doing, and I still love the Midnight Special and Don Crusher.
Oh yeah.
Wolfman Jack, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was my journey, brother. And I had support everywhere. The family loved me, and they kept saying, "You're gonna make it, man. You're gonna make it." My friends, I played in school. They didn't have guitar in school, so I picked up the saxophone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alto player or tenor or?
It was tenor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played tenor and baritone.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Those are some of my favorite instruments. Yeah. Oh man. So, one of the things I think that's a through line between, Hendrix and Wes and Benson. You talk music in general, but just, your approach to blues. You hear it and what they did. Could you tell us a little bit about, the importance of having that foundation in blues?
Man, blues is the key. That's the glue that runs through all music. I'll say all American music. Everything, man. Gospel, you're gonna hear the blues, and of course R&B. All the singers, that's mostly what they sing.
Right.
They sing blues all day long.
Yeah.
Then the jazz cats, of course. But I remember trying to learn that sound. I couldn't figure that out for the longest. And when my sister's boyfriends played saxophone, Willie Combs came over one night. Man, I like your guitar. Can I hold it? And he said, he was fishing for it.
Yeah.
Because he knew it on sax. So he knew
Right. Wow.
I said, man, what is that? He said, oh, that's just a blues scale. I said, Willie, you got to show me that, dude. He said, it's easy, man. And that was the sound that put it all together for me.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to have some blues, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's right. They can talk. That's what I'm talking about, man. They can talk.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was happy to get that sound finally.
Yeah. It's so, it really is. It really is so, important and vital to, like I said, it just runs through everything. And, I wanted to ask you about just kind of a piggyback to that, but like just your thoughts about, you get all these things in your bag and then you're making, it's Norman Brown sound, but how did you, like your approach to improvisation, like your language, what are some things that you did to arrive at that or things you still do,
Well, the biggest thing that gave me my sound was songwriting. Yeah. When I started writing songs, then I started hearing my Norman Brown. At first, I was hearing things like, George Benson copy, sound too much like George Benson. I went so far as to start playing a hollow body guitar, got a Strat, that wasn't it. But it was really when I started writing songs and I heard myself. The songwriting is really what separated me and gave me my originality. And then it translated into my improvisation as well.
Okay.
I moved from Kansas City. I went to California. I studied at the Musicians Institute.
Wow.
Yeah. I graduated from there. And I was a teacher there for like 12,
that's
13
awesome.
years.
Yeah. And I mean, can you just, one of the things we talk about on the site quite a bit is bridging. We talk about bridging the gap, and we often like to talk about, the importance of mentors and just having people that may be a little further down the road. What was it? Were you able to like latch on to some folks once you first hit LA that kind of, showed you the ropes, or how was that?
Well, I went to school.
Yeah.
I went and I studied. I figured put myself in an environment where cats are getting better. And, coming out of the little pond into the ocean.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. Yeah.
So, I did. I studied and I practiced and was surrounding myself with those cats. And really, I was just teaching, man. After that, I got a job there teaching. And I wasn't playing any gigs. It was the same story. You sound too much like George Benson.
Wow. Yeah.
And one day, man, I'm doing a concert for the students, and a local club owner called the school and said, "Hey, our band canceled tonight. You got a band that can come down here and play?"
Right. Exactly.
And we went down and played that night, man. And I got a regular gig there once a month playing my original music. I was playing for the door, and I built that up. I built it up to about 5 or 6 clubs around LA once a month.
Yeah.
I had a little Rolodex. I put the cards on the table. Can I have your name, your number, your address, so I can send you our concert line, newsletter and plan.
Yeah.
And it went great, man. It really went great. Then I started the Stormy Norman concert hotline.
Oh, I love it.
They called this number, and Norman Brown's at Bon Appetit Friday night. Kept teaching in the daytime, and eventually I met producer Norman Connors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brown, we got to get this music to the world. And for 2 years, he was shopping my tape around trying to get a deal. And he found Steve McKeever at Motown. Motown wanted to start a jazz label, and they wanted an artist writing his own original stuff. I fit the bill, and they gave me the shot. And my first record, Just Between Us, launched the Mo Jazz label.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a beautiful thing, man. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder on this record, Boyz II Men on this record, Earth, Wind & Fire horns, and Al McKay and Verdine White. You know, we had Bobby Lyle, Ronnie Laws, Kirk Whalum, Joel Albright, Perry Sisters. It was incredible that they wanted to make this a big album to launch their label. You know?
Yeah.
That's what they did. So my career got started. It was a serious blessing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I wanted to get, bring us up to the new album, because I know that's, like I said, we're fast approaching the release date. But also, I did want to ask you about, as far as like songwriting, your original compositions. Are you a daily writer, or is it kind of for the project? Or when inspiration strikes you, what's kind of your thing?
That's a good question, Ivan. A very good question. It's two parts to writing to me. It's inspiration and then craftsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get the spark of inspiration, and then working on it, the inspiration goes kind of not away, but it mellows out.
Mm-hmm.
So you go, wow, how do I finish the rest of this? That's when the craftsman part comes into it. So it kind of goes like I write in batches. I'm inspired, and I'll start writing, and then another one start coming, I'll jump back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And it usually does happen nowadays when I'm getting ready for a record. Being so busy with the touring.
Sure.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Virtual. But so this record I put together, this is the fastest record I ever made.
Wow.
But I was at home every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you I know, like I said, we're obviously we're all at home and dealing with various levels of being quarantined. Have you, for your last few records, had you been in the kind of in the mode where you do a lot of the work at home and email to folks and they send stuff back, or are you doing larger dates in the studio, or how's it been for you?
Yeah. That was the way to do it this time for sure. And probably started with Sending My Love. I started recording my guitars myself at home.
Okay.
In the studio, and then from then on, it's been that.
Yeah.
I normally go in with a rhythm section and cut the rhythm tracks live together, each other's eyes, and play off each other, and then bring the stuff home and overdub.
Yeah.
Whatever else needs to go in there, orchestrations.
Yeah.
And so this time, even last time, it was all across the internet.
Yeah.
The last record, Phil Davis and Paul worked on it a little, one tune.
Yeah.
And Chris Davis, Big Dog, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Man, we never saw each other.
Wow. Yeah, I just interviewed him like a month ago, but wow, that's why.
Right.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Man, the album, Phil Davis and I started it, and we were really finished with it. We had mixes and everything, going to mastering. And I was just like, man, I don't know if this is it yet. As soon as I said that, I was like, okay, you got to get back in there. And I did. I called up Big Dog, Chris Davis.
Yeah.
I stayed up all night, man, for about 3 months, back and forth on the internet.
Yeah.
I got this track. I got this for it. Bam. Oh, that's bad, man. I'm going to get something to eat. Be done. And that's how we made the whole record. It was crazy.
Wow. Yeah, it's like I said, it's just some different times that we're living in. I have to say, I just the title alone of this set is just inspiring. When you think about Heart to Heart and what that actually means, and especially applied to kind of what we're dealing with, not kind of, but what we're dealing with now. What was tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind the overall arc of the record.
Yeah, man. There's a serious message. We got to come out of ignorance, dude. We're all governed by the same one world. So we're really one race with all these different beautiful cultures. This whole thing about one man is better than another man, a man less than another man, that's not true. It's not true at all. We all still have to eat, sleep, same things, right? So we're governed by the same universal God laws. And love is the strongest force there is. Yeah. It's the one force that is truth all the time. And, we tend to express it as divine beings from heart to heart. And the world needs to come back, more in line with that. Because look, we got to remember, man, we are interrelated. We are interconnected. Therefore, we are interdependent. I mean, this arm is connected and related to this body.
Yep.
So it's dependent on that heart pumping blood to this arm and the muscles and the nerves to be able to move it. And that's the same thing we are. We are all billions and trillions of pieces of the one. We're made in the likeness of. So that means we're the same. I am you and you are me. What I do to you, I do to me. And that's what we have to remember. There's something called, the ancient Egyptians called it Herukuti, which is divine justice. It's the protected part of creation for us. You don't have to worry about getting somebody back, because whatever it's really cause and effect. It really is. I raise my arm up. What's the effect? It's up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everything is cause and effect. Duality that runs through life. And the yin and yang, the up and down, back and forth, night and day, right, left, left hemisphere, right hemisphere, man, woman. It's just a duality that runs through the fabric of creation, and it's for balance. So heart to heart is sort of a metaphoric symbolism of that, idea. Let's take this force and share it heart to heart, man. The world will be a better place. We all will win then. And that's the golden rule. The golden rule says that anybody involved in any project, situation, scenario, event must win in order for there to be a winner. Everybody must win. It's called the golden rule. That's the 16th law of success.
I love that. Yeah. I love that.
Mastermind.
Yeah. I'm marinating on that. Yeah, that's
It's pretty. It's bad. It's bad stuff, man. I mean, you think about a basketball team, sports team. They win when they play together. They can have the baddest player in the league on their team, or two of them, or three of them. But if they don't play together, the team that plays together wins. So nobody succeeds alone in this life. We are interconnected, interrelated. Therefore, we are interdependent.
Boy, I love that. Yeah, 3 eyes. Yeah, 3 eyes. Yeah.
Oh man, the first eye.
Yeah.
Be with.
Yeah.
And the 2 eyes that we look with.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Well, I just had one or two more. We really appreciate your time and spending with us. You are such an inspirational player. Your journey is inspirational. What would be some advice that you would have for younger players coming up, looking to embark on this journey, on this business? Some sage words from you.
First of all, love this baby. Love what you're doing. It's got to be your most ultimate love in life. Because it's a tough road to get there, and it keeps you pure, and it will be true to your message you're trying to get to the world. But it's all about service. And, a lot of artists will take things too much to heart. And it's like, it's mine, it's me, and I'm bad, and I'm this, and I'm that. Well, I don't think that way. I'm a vessel. I'm a messenger, and the music comes through me for the world. So remember that, So you must love this and keep it pure and true to who you are, for the message to be honest, and practice. There's another law, number 13. It's called doing more than paid for. So it's the law of increasing returns. You plant one seed, you're going to get several little plants come up. And so all the practicing you do, you're doing something without expectation of pay that will be of value to others. And that, turns on the switch to the law of attraction. And you start bringing to yourself all those desires, fulfillments that you need. So that's in the practicing part. That's into doing something without being told to do it. When something ought to be done without being told to do it. And it's a great way to eliminate procrastination as well. And then from there, you really have to get vision. You have to have vision with your music. So we have to invoke a vision when people hear our music. You got to make them. It's called the common chord. Strike the common chord with my spirit catcher, I call it.
Oh, wow.
And catch the spirit of man, move it. Music comforts us through our lows, celebrates our highs, and we can just put it on and feel good when we want to. So, really figure out your place in that. You're a musician and you want to support, or you're an artist, and, you actually are presenting, having something to say. Whichever way you decide to go, just be clear about it, but you got to be persistent, aggressive, and continuous. Yeah.
Boy, that's great advice right there. Like,
thank you, brother.
Oh man,
yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah.
To master anything in this world, in this life, we've been given the greatest gift that we could possibly receive at birth, and that's in the form of the power to control and direct my mind towards any means I desire. Use that. Not your brain. Your mind runs your brain. Your brain runs your body. So the mind is the indwelling spiritual ego. This is the part of the God that we're blessed with, and that has to be in control. Train your mind to that it can do anything.
Man, I'm blown away. I'm sitting here processing, downloading, like, okay.
No, man, it's a trip. Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. But I think that, it's so important. I see so many people, reach a certain level, certain plateau, and it's just like everything becomes like, when you talk about doing more, the practice, the whole thing. It's like, some people are just like, I'm here and everything must be a 1-to-1 ratio to money to effort. And, and this is like, you see what the product is. So,
we're down here to serve each other, man. We are the vessels of God on earth. That's the reason for coming into existence. The fourth law of these 11 laws of God that we study in our spiritual system is called Ma'at. And Ma'at says that God needs you in order to come into the world. So fulfilling God's need is the highest act of love. My last album, by the way. And only through your love for God can you fulfill your love for others. So become the love of God in the world for the protection of the world. And that's really what it is. God works through us. And that's why we have this free will, because Satan works through us too. And we have to decide not to be demonic, but choose to be divine. And that's really what's happening. It's a framework for thinking and reasoning about life.
It speaks to that duality. Oh man. So August 7th, we get the new project. I've listened and enjoyed, and so I know everyone is going to be in store for a wonderful treat. Anything coming up? Again, we this uncertainty that we're in, but you've been doing live stream deals and plans to do that once the album drops, or?
Absolutely. I started teaching again, brother.
Wow.
I started the masterclass series, and which is improvisation, technique, composition, and artistry. So we have a masterclass that I teach on those 4 subjects.
Yeah.
And I started doing private lessons. Private lessons on Zoom. It feels so good to be teaching again. I love teaching again.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And then we're putting together a launch concert for the CD.
Okay.
Stay tuned for that, y'all. Right now it's scheduled for August 21st.
Okay.
I'm going to move it back a week so we can have enough time to tell everybody.
Sure.
So if you just keep up with my Facebook and my website, my social media and all that, you'll find out. You'll know the date.
Okay.
I think I'm going to put it to like the second week in September and make sure it's ready.
Yeah.
We can slam hard. We're gonna live stream, man, right here from the crib. Go
Oh,
out here to the bar lounge area, set the cats up, have a few people, and I wanted to do it outside by the lake. The
yeah.
lake out back, and I had built a little stage back there.
Oh, man.
But my filming guy says, "Man, let's do it inside. I got more control over the light."
Oh, right. Right.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah. But be looking out for that. So it'll be a heart-to-heart CD launch concert, and I'm doing it live with my Atlanta band down here, and it's gonna be hot. We're gonna smoke it up.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait. And I will definitely, I will be there, but I would definitely make sure our grown folks family knows and are in the know. Norman Brown, I cannot thank you enough for just spending some time with us today. Again, this was for me so much fun because it wasn't an interview. Just I'm learning and talking, and so for everyone at grownfolksmusic.com. We really appreciate you, Norman, and we just gonna push that out there to our folks and hope to build a movement behind
So
Heart to
appreciate
Heart.
that, Ivan. Thank you,
Oh,
my brother, and y'all stay tuned, man, to Grown Folks Music, because we got to keep it real, man. We need substance in our lives,
yes.
and
Oh,
Ivan, you're
thank
doing
you.
grownfolksmusic.com